No intro, no outro, straight fire. All right, so um, got some pretty good feedback from someone who watched my video and left comments, and I'm going to try to explain a little bit better on how to read the volume profile, um, and also how do I pretty much build my watch list based off of that. So let's get into it. So first things first, actually, first things first, volume profile, right? So volume profile, usually when you have your volume, right, it shows it on the bottom. And volume on the bottom coincides with volume down here coincides with time versus volume on the side that coincides with price action. So I have an engineer degree, and for me, it's kind of easy to conceptualize. So for me, it was easy to pick up, but I realized that everyone doesn't have the same brain as I do. So if you ever took probability and statistics or differential equations, you have a bell curve or whatever class you took to where you had a bell curve, right? And 70% of your standard deviation was in the middle of that bell curve, right? So this is how it is with the volume profile. However, you would get this standard deviation and you would turn it sideways. So now it looks like something like this, to where you have a bell curve and then 70% of the volume is within your value areas. Okay. Now, how does that coincide with the charts? Let's say, excuse me, I draw a weekly profile and I go down to the 1 hour. 70% of the volume that was traded within a week period was within this area, as you can see. Now, there's another part to it called the point of control. And let me just add it. I take the point of control off because I don't really use it, right? But neither here or there. 70% of the volume traded for this whole entire week is within this area. Now, the point of control acts as a magnet. The point of control is pretty much the point of equilibrium within the 70%. This is usually where you can either, some people use it as support and resistance, some people use it as take profits. It's really up to you on how you want to use the point of control. Me personally, I do not take it. Right? So the point of control is usually in between the value area high and the value area low. Now, this right here, let me try to find it. Take this off. I'm trying to use the call out button. No, all right. This right here is, fuck. This right here, value area high, okay? And this right here, value area low. And then I'll go ahead and mark out the point of control. This right here is the point of control. Again, 70% of volume is within this area. If you go to my volume profile settings, you see I did not change anything. Value area volume 70. I didn't change anything. I keep it organic, right? So 70% of the volume within this week's profile traded in between this area. You have your value area high, you have value area low, and then you have your point of control. Now, how do I get my biases for the week? If price closes above the value area high, I'm expecting price to continue up. If price closes below the value area low, I'm expecting price to continue down. Okay? If price closes neutral, I'll show you a neutral example. I'm using the value areas high or low as support and resistance. So if price closes within the value area, again, I'm using value areas high as resistance, value area is low as support. Why? Because usually in these areas, it's low volume nodes. Low volume nodes. All right. So I draw my weekly profile. Price closed above the value area's high. So ideally, I'm looking for a buy. Does it happen like that all the time? No, that's why risk to reward, comes in. So as you can see, the buy did not happen, right? Price had a crazy retracement back. Now, that's cool. That's okay. Again, you can't win every trade, but that just helps with my bias. That's how I trade. That's how I use the value area high and low. Now I pull out the value area, or excuse me, the volume profile for next week. Price closes below the value area low. So next week I'm looking for a sell. Cool. Now let me show you an example on if price closes in between the value area. If price closes in between the value area, again, like I said, I am using this as an area of resistance and below the value area low as an area of support. So if price comes into one of these areas, let's say price does what it wants to do, breaks below, I'm looking for a bullish change of character to ride it up. Where am I riding it up to? I'm either riding it up to again, I don't use a point of control. I'm either riding it up to the point of control or this area of resistance. Okay? Cool. So let me try to find another example. I'm trying to get better at explaining things because it was brought to my attention that, I'm not that great at explaining things. And it's a critique. Now, do I take the critique to heart? No. I take everyone's feedback and I try to make it better. And that's just life. That's how life is supposed to be, right? You take feedback, you make it better. Take feedback, you make it better. All right, so this week, price closed within the value area. So ideally, I'll be looking for a bearish change of character on Monday. Let me just break the week off. I'm looking for a bearish change of character. Got my bearish change of character right here. Okay, cool. Take out my fib, see where I would potentially enter in from. Stop loss hit. Bearish change of character right here. Stop loss hit. And then this goes into the next week. So this would have been negative 2%. Again, not every trade is 100%. But I also, and hence why you never see me talk about, balanced volumes, is because it's undecisive. So I like trading the value area closes above and below, because from there it gives me a solid directional bias. Like, okay, sellers are in control. Let me look for buying opportunities. Let me look for selling opportunities, whatever the case may be, right? So that's just, hopefully that explains it a little bit better on how, I know, okay, this is my watch list. This is how I build my watch list. Value area, price close above the value area, I'm looking for buys. Price close below the value areas, I'm looking for sells. Now, you can get more in depth with the volume profile, and for YouTube purposes, really, yeah, YouTube purposes, it's a lot. One educator that really helped me out with getting a good grasp on the volume profile was, well, two people. Josh Barnes. Um, he charges $1,000 for a one-on-one, and then Trader Dale. He has a whole volume profile course. A lot of people don't know, but if you look at my videos in the past, I was trading smart money concept Asia's highs and lows, and I came across volume profile last summer, and it's been life changing ever since. So this is the most money I've made. This is the most consistent I've been, and I just add my little flair to it. So hopefully that kind of explains it. So how I build my weekly watch list, I literally go through all of my pairs. This is my pairs. I trade all the major pairs and some minor pairs, right? I go through my watch list. I'm giving y'all the sauce, but I mean, it is what it is. I'm not hurting for money, so I don't care to withhold information. I go through my watch list. I go to the weekly, and I literally drag my volume from week to week. So, prime example, this was last week, right? So, I drag my volume all the way out to the close of this week, and then that's how I got my bias. Okay, price close below the value area low. Boom, sells. So now I'm looking for sells. I can either set an alert on the 4-hour, which I did, and I draw my fib for whenever time price reverses back, or go down to the 1-hour, have a bearish change of character followed by a pullback, and then I enter in for shorts. All right, so hopefully that cleared that up. Again, no intro, no outro, just straight fire. Keep dropping the feedback, keep letting me know what I can improve on, and hopefully we both can, or all can, trade our way to financial freedom. All right, peace.